Natumelo Sitlogolo Samatoma Saramo Totwane. Good morning to you. Morning, partner.
Morning, I'm Gareth Edwards. A beautiful sunrise behind us, but again, don't fool yourself. Still very cold in Johannesburg and around the country. We'll help you plan your weekend with the weather a little bit later. Zero on the way to work this morning. So it looks pretty, but it's cold.
It's cold.
Get a jacket.
Keep warm. Now, I'm looking forward to our next guest. Very much excited to be speaking to Mr. James Ngcobo. Joining us this morning, we're going to talk about, of course, his career, and there you can see him, what he's doing next, and, of course, reflecting on some of my favorite sitcoms. Good morning to you, Mr. Ngcobo. Good to have you.
Thank you so much to me. I'm so happy to be here.
We were just singing as a crew. I know they won't admit it, but we were all singing Stokie Stokfella. Or was I singing? Was I
you were singing alone.
I was
about to say,
we were in this together.
All I heard was you singing like a canary in the background. The crew busy staring at you going, and now?
Reflecting. Are you well?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just, you know, the madness of being in theatre and, you know, to be constantly looking for stories. But I just love it, you know. I've been at the market for the last 9 years, and I'm working as an artistic director at the market. Just had really the most beautiful time, and just working with an influx of young people that are coming out of universities. I'm a freak for mentorship. I just people who don't get mentorship are a complete enigma for me, because there is something so logical about how you pass the baton. You get young people into a space where they feel that they can hone their voices. And I always say there's a difference between mollycoddling and mentoring somebody. And we've mentored directors and playwrights at the market. We've gone on and won awards, and it just speaks to the next generation of content creators. And that when I see that happening, it's just my heart smiles.
Oh, man.
I remember speaking to somebody years ago about Arts Alive. That was 2009, 2010. You were artistic director. I have a feeling, I think you and I might have spoken all those years ago when you were the artistic director there. I want to get a sense about what theatre is looking like in South Africa in a moment. But just before I do that, you'll see as well, it's a Friday. It's a great time for us and our guests because food has arrived.
Celebrating.
Food is here. That's right. That's right. That's what you're seeing there. Obviously, I made this before I came. No,
of course.
No, didn't even try at all. We're trying our very best to get new chefs that haven't been on the show before, some new ideas around cooking and food, and we have that. Can we just bring into the conversation very quickly, strappily dressed as well, met you in the kitchen. Sia,
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Tell
morning.
us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
Sia is working for himself, but he's worked in and around Joburg in five-star establishments. And the idea for me is we are a rainbow nation with 11 official languages. I'm advocating for that.
12 now, if you include
12. Yes, 12, absolutely. So that's what I'm advocating for. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to match up to the global standard with our own food. We just came now from Abu Dhabi, where there was a African culinary hub. I coached the young people as well. So when I heard
mentoring as well.
When I heard you talking about mentoring, that was like, you know, speaking to me as well.
Oh, man.
So that's basically who I am. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I use a lot of local ingredients. Yes.
What have you
about to ask, actually?
All right,
I thought this was a carrot.
It's actually an edible tomato leather.
Edible tomato leather.
Okay. So we made a leather with a tomato.
Okay.
And we made a ketchup with beetroot. We pickled the cucumber with a little bit of lemon. We had an avocado. Inside, we smoked the fish with rooibos. So that's basically what you have there.
Different.
I can't wait to taste this. I can't wait. It looks like it's also made with love. There's just a passion from you, chef. I could almost just see that this is made with love, and I can't wait to dig in, honestly.
I wish we had smell-o-vision. Okay, let's go to what
and the other dish you have there is basically beef and what I call umqa. Some call it isjing. So it's basically pap and the pumpkin. But the pumpkin, we cooked it down, we blitzed it, and then we mixed it with a little bit of egg yolks. We baked it, so it gives you that texture of a brulee. It's a very soft, nice, creamy texture. Goes well with pap, and the sweetness with the beef goes very well as well.
And what has James got? We're all going to end up sharing, but what has James got?
Oh, what he has here is actually chicken with some morogo. So I've used 3 morocos here. The one, I made a sponge with it, which was spinach, because it's nice and mild.
Yeah.
And I used chomolia.
Yeah.
I made a puree out of that.
Yeah.
And I also used, I'm trying to think of an English name.
Yeah.
We call it imitwan. It's the young leaves of a pumpkin plant.
It looks beautiful. It really does. Thank you so much
I
for
made
coming
that
in
crispy.
to do this. We're going to climb into this. We're going to talk to you again a little
Thank
bit
you.
later. Sia, thank you
so
very
much.
much.
My pleasure.
And while we try and have a conversation and eat some food, Arts Alive really brought theatre to the masses back then. Have we continued to grow on that very quickly?
Yes, that was an amazing time. I was in a consortium with Prayu, we were a company that got the Arts Alive that year. And immediately when it was announced that we were going to curate Arts Alive, there was a need to just take the arts, because for me, I've always said there is nothing elitist about the arts.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing. You know, wherever you go in the world, you'll find people who work anywhere. They will finish work and put on a jacket and go and watch a Shakespeare. It's just one of the things you do. And last weekend they were in Twickenham watching rugby, and this week they're watching Shakespeare. And for me, it's that thing about the arts that we get into a space where young people are exposed to the arts at a very young age, that it is interwoven into a lifestyle. It's not you do this and that and then go watch a play. No, it's not. And so that passion for me to just look at spaces and curate it started around that time at Arts Alive. And, you know, I went into the Market Theatre space. And now, as you know, I've just resigned from the Market Theatre and I'm you know, going into this amazing journey with the Joburg Theatre.
Congratulations.
You know, thank you so much.
Congrats.
I'll be curating 10 spaces in 3 different pockets of the city, and I'm just so looking forward to it. I've met the dynamic team that has been running these theatres, and mine is to then sit back and start thinking very strongly about a concoction of works that I feel need to be exhibited in these spaces. And I always say one of the things we need around curating is bravery.
Right.
I mean, teams that I've worked with, they will tell you, I've always said to them, you will never know what works until you put it on. Because if you do, then you're doing the same thing. And that idea of just pushing the envelope, and I'm very much inspired by the complete metamorphosis of this country that we witness every day.
Right.
And if as curators we are not in synchronicity with where the society is at, then we become relics that are somewhere else.
So bravery and pushing the envelope. I'm always curious to know what an artistic director actually does. We're going to unpack that a little bit later. The incoming Joburg City Theatre artistic director, James Ngcobo, joining us this morning. Tweet us. The SA Morning is the hashtag, and the Twitter handle, at eNCA. Any comments, questions, we'll throw this to James a little bit later.